Hello guys and welcome to my Zafina video from Tekken Tag 2. This will serve as an overview of the character in preparation for Tekken 7 for those of you who are returning to the character, and most importantly for those who never played Zafina before and they are interested in playing her in Tekken 7 or just trying her out, or even for those who just want to learn the matchup in advance. I won't mention every single detail and quirk she has because I don't want to overwhelm new players with too much information, so I will talk about the essential stuff mostly. A lot of the things I'm going to talk about will apply to Tekken 7 despite the changes she will have, unless they rework her whole move list somehow, which is very unlikely. So overall, Zafina is supposed to be an Arabian character. Her bio doesn't specify which country she's from, and her bio also said she uses ancient assassination arts, I think, something like that. She was trained to guard Azazel's tomb, I think, in Tekken 6. And her playstyle, the main idea of her playstyle is just being super weird, full of weird animations, these freaky stances like Tarantula Stance, and then just dashing in front of her opponent like this. Or she can do funny stuff like turn around in the stance and then just leave the scene, leave the crime scene like this, where she wants to go faster and she can down 4 and just slide away. Okay, so she has 3 stances. She has Tarantula Stance with down 1+2. In this stance she can only move forward or stand up. Then she has Scarecrow Stance with 3+4. In this stance she can move around to any direction or just dance around like this and scare her opponent once again. And in these 2 stances she's very vulnerable. She can't block. Then she has Manta Stance, down 3+4. In this one she can block mids and I believe even lows. And obviously Manta Stance and Tarantula Stance avoid highs and a lot of mids. And evasion is really important in her playstyle because a lot of her moves have implemented crushing properties. For example, down back 2 crushes highs, her down forward 2 goes under highs, it will go under jabs all day. Then she has stuff like down forward 1+2, which is a homing launcher that crushes highs. But interestingly enough, even if she has 3 stances, they aren't all that good. So most high level Zafina players avoid going into the stances, and they prefer using her neutral tools, which are much better than her tools from the stances. I think she has decent pokes, nothing too crazy. She does have good tracking on her moves. For example, she has a bunch of good homing moves like this one, back 2, which has super good range, and it's a counter hit launcher, or most importantly forward 4, which is a safe, quick mid homing move that knocks down. 1+2, I believe it tracks both ways, and it's a counter hit launcher. Her down forward 1 has good tracking to her left, forward 4 has good tracking to her left as well, etc. She has good tracking. And what I love about Zafina is her backdash. She has one of the best, if not the best, backdash in Tekken Tag 2 together with Eddie, and I really hope they don't change this in Tekken 7. Unfortunately, she is a really low tier character, it's because of her frames. They are horrible. For example, this little low right here that doesn't even do anything on counter hit, it's minus 22 on block. This little mid here, 12 frames past mid, so minus 16 on block. And yeah, her stances aren't all that good. Perhaps she will get power crushes from her stances in Tekken 7. Okay, so now let's talk about her punishment, which is kind of underwhelming. She doesn't have a 15 frame launcher, which hurts her. For 10 frames, she has 1 free. This goes into Scarecrow stance, plus 5 on hit. It's one of the best ways of entering Scarecrow stance, and do something like Scarecrow 1 plus 2, which is a mid that is plus 6 on block. It hits grounded and it's a counter hit launcher. Like so. You can also do 1 3 back to go back to neutral, maybe in case you want to use this as a foe. In this case it's only plus 1 on hit. She also has 1 4 as a 10 frame punisher, deals slightly more damage. Goes into Tarantula Stance, which is one of her worst stances in my opinion. And it's minus 1 on hit, so you won't really have an opportunity to mix up your opponent. For 12 frames, 13 frames, she has down forward 1 4 and down forward 1 2. Down forward 1 2 is plus 1 on hit, down forward 1 4 is a minus 1 on hit. For 14 frames, she has down forward 3 2, which is decent range, really decent actually. Actually, most of Zafina's moves have really good range. You can also do forward 4, which is 14 frames fast, and do something like a down 2 on floor break stages, and then technically you would get a 14 frame launcher with Zafina. She doesn't have anything for 15. For 16 you have forward 2. If you need something with range, but most importantly, down forward 2. Her down forward 2 is really good. The range is super good, as you can see. It goes under highs. This will crush jabs all day, but it is minus 12 on block. Anyway, it's a really good down forward 2. What can I say? For 17 frames, she has this hop kick up forward 4. You won't really use this often for punishment, since down forward 2 is superior, but it could be an okay panic tool, even though it's slow-ish. As for wall standing punishment, she has a chunky wall standing 4, and then she doesn't have anything until 15 frames, where she gets her wall standing 1 2. Then for 16 she can have wall standing 3, but I don't see why would you use this as a punisher when you have wall standing 1 2 instead. But wall standing 3 is a great pressure tool because it is plus 8 on block. For 17 frames she has a forward 4 from full crouch. And for 18 she has her wall standing 2, which is minus 13 on block. I believe this one also goes under highs and perhaps even some mids because of the animation. And you can also hold down back to make her roll away from the opponent and mess with their mind, like Zafina usually does, and to avoid punishment like this. Okay, so that was her punishment. Let's move on to her moves from neutral stance, especially key moves. So I really love her down back too. It's a 13 frame mid. The range is kinda but it does go under highs, and it knocks down on counter hit for a guaranteed hit, which is really nice. So it's a great defensive poke. Then she has her down forward 1, which tracks to her left, I believe. It also has a really low hitbox, which is great in combos because she uses her down forward one in combos a lot. For example, in her wall combo, like this. The bad thing is that it's -5 on block, but then she has the extensions down forward 1-4, which is a safe high, or down forward 1-2, which is, I believe, around -11 on block, something like that. It's unsafe. And if anyone tries to punish down forward 1-2, then she has a third hit. So this will make the opponent respect this spring. Then she has forward 4, which is a 14 frames fast high. The nice thing is that it knocks down on normal hit, and then you can get a free stomp like dash in back 3. Although the timing is tricky. And back 3, this stomp with a really powerful animation, is really chunky, and it's one of her best Okizeme tools because of the damage and it's safe on block. Then she has down 3, which is like the best low poke in Tekken Tag 2. Not kidding. It's +4 on hit, -13 on block, but that is common for many low pokes in Tekken Tag 2, because many lows in Tag 2 are -13 on block. And those lows that were -13 on block in Tag 2 were mostly buffed to being -12 in Tekken 7, so I think that they will make Zafina's down 3 -12 on block. This goes under highs, even under mids. For example, it will crush hop kicks sometimes. The range is great. You can hold down to go into Mantis stance if you want to, or just stay in full crouch and do something like a full crouch down forward 3, which is another sneaky low she has. It staggers on block, it's about -25, so it's death on block, but once you land it, you get a free stomp, so that's really nice. Oh, it also knocks down on counter hit. It's super nice, the down 3. Then she has 1+2, which is one of her main counter hit tools, because it's a counter hit launcher. It is -12 on block, 16 frames fast, and I believe it has some tracking to both sides, like a really good tracking to both sides. This would be the combo. It does have extensions, 1+2, 4, and 1+2 4 for those who would try to punish her after 1+2. So this is like a mix-up situation with another unsafe string. And the last hit is a counter hit launcher as well. Wait, no, normal hit launcher, I believe. Yeah, normal hit launcher. So there's that. It's one of her best strings. And then she has forward 3, which is like one of her best power mids in the neutral. I believe it's +4 on block. She goes into Scarecrow stance. You can also hold down back to go back to neutral if you don't want to go for Scarecrow mix-ups. And it's also a counter hit launcher. And it's a great tool for combos as well, because Zafina would spike her opponents after a combo with this move. God damn it. Yeah, something like this. Then she has Scarecrow 1+2. I think I mentioned this move already briefly. I love doing 1-3 into Scarecrow 1+2 because it's just so good. It's +6 on block, hits grounded, and it's a counter hit launcher. And you can also go to Tarantula stance with holding down and go for Tarantula mix-ups, for example, Tarantula 3, which would be a frame trap after Scarecrow 1+2. Then she has back one. This is a super good mid, like, well, not super good, but it's really decent, especially for Zafina. Look at the range. It has absurd range. Oh, come on. There's that. It is -11 on block, but if you space this out well, then some characters might struggle with punishing Zafina. And it goes under highs again, and it is a counter launcher, so yeah, she's full of counter launchers, to be honest. So let's talk about her stances now. She has her Tarantula stance with down 1+2. My favorite way of transitioning into Tarantula stance is up forward 1+2. The animation of this move is so obscure. I love it. And she lands right in front of her opponent's face. And then she has stuff like... Okay, so Tarantula stance has some good pokes. Tarantula 1 is a low that is -11 on block, +5 on hit, and it knocks down on counter hit for a guaranteed Tarantula down 1+2. And Tarantula down 1+2 is like a power low that transitions into Mantis stance. It's around 25 frames fast, so technically this is a seeable low. Then she has stuff like Tarantula 2 for a super slow, safe mid launcher. It looks like it should crush, but it doesn't really crush anything. And the mid poke that really complements Tarantula 1 is Tarantula 3. 14 frame mid that knocks down on normal hit. And she can also do Tarantula 3 into down, which makes her transition into Mantis stance. I believe this is unsafe. Or Tarantula 3 up to go back to neutral, and this is unsafe as well. So best option would be to stay in Tarantula stance. And of course, she once again gets guaranteed Tarantula down 1+2 afterwards. She has Tarantula 4-3, which is a launcher that is guaranteed only on counter hit. The second hit is natural only on counter hit. It's about -13 on block. It's not really that good. She can do Tarantula 4 on its own, which is also super unsafe, so it's not really a good mix-up. Then she has Tarantula 1+2, which is a -13 mid. In Tag 2, it serves mostly as a back roll catch, because it would rebound the opponent for another combo. Not sure how useful it will be in Tekken 7. We will see. That would be it for her Tarantula stance. Then she has Scarecrow stance. Scarecrow 1 is a quick 10 frame jab. Scarecrow 2 is a 14 frame mid counter hit launcher. Well, you get the point. She gets a combo, I believe. And she also has Scarecrow T2, which is also a launcher. The second hit is -10 on block, and the extension is mostly used when opponents start mashing after Scarecrow 2, since she's left in the stance again and she's vulnerable. So people would try to jab her out of the stance. Then she has Scarecrow 3, which is a 13 frame fast mid. Oh yeah, Scarecrow stance is mostly used for really quick and annoying pokes. The bad thing about this stance is that it's really linear, so most experienced opponents will just sidestep Scarecrow stance. She also has 3-3 for mid-string, 3-3-4 for mid-low string shenanigans, 3-4-3 for wall splatting string from Scarecrow, Scarecrow 4, which is a big launcher that goes under highs and even mids. And of course she has Scarecrow 1+2, which is one of her absolute best moves in the game. And then she has Scarecrow 3+4, which is a mid launcher. It's about -12 on block, I believe. What's the combo? I forgot. Anyway, you get the point. You get a combo afterwards. And it is about -12 on block, and in Tag 2 it's mostly served as a back row catch, which don't really exist in Tekken 7. And from the trailer I've seen that this will be her new tailspin move. A Scarecrow sweep, just for the loose and for online shenanigans. It is seeable because it's slow. Oh, and she also has a sweep from neutral with yeah, down back 1+2, which is also super slow and gives her this mini combo. Scarecrow down forward. This is a decent low. +3 on hit, -14 on block, which is so generous for Zafina. And it's a counter hit launcher, I believe. Oh, maybe you just get a guaranteed hit or something like that. You get the point. Knockdown on counter hit. Then she has Scarecrow down 3, which is like her main low poke from Scarecrow stance. And let's move on to her best stance in my opinion, which is Mantis stance, where she can block. In this stance she can also move around, she can backdash, dash forward, she can even sidestep, she can turn around and leave. Mantis 1 is a 13 frames fast mid-pro. It's good. She has Mantis down 1. This one is good. -11 on block. It is neutral on hit. And then she has Mantis down 1-4. The mid is -16 on block, so it's not really good. But this is used mostly in combos such as down back 3+4, down 3-1 into down 1-4, like this. And the second hit might tailspin in Tekken 7, I'm not sure, but it looks like it might have tailspin properties and give her full combos after launchers like this one. And then she has a Mantis down 3, which is another low from Mantis stance, -12 on block, -1 on hit. And most importantly, she has Mantis down 3-1. This one is -9 on block, which is good for Zafina. And it's a counter hit tool. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's not natural on normal hit, but it will give her a mini combo on counter hit. Like so. Alright, so now let's talk about her combos. Her combos in Tag 2 aren't all that good. She pretty much lacks wall carry. Her wall combos are really great though. For example, forward 4-2, down, up forward 1, into this, down forward 1-2, 1. What I've seen in the trailer for Tekken 7 is that her combos will be mostly the same as in Tech 2. So a launch, forward 2-3 into Scarecrow 3+4 into down forward 4-1. And down forward 4-1 is a combo ender for Zafina, but in the trailer it looked like the second hit had a different animation, and it looked like it will like lift the opponents upward for a better wall carry, because now it kind of spikes them to the ground, which is not great, not good for combos. Also for combos, her down forward 4-1 string can be cancelled. So you do down forward 4-1 into down back, and then Zafina would go into full crouch, and then you can do something like a full crouch, a surprise full crouch down forward 3. And a popular setup is spiking with forward 4-3 into a Scarecrow 1+2, and this would hit the opponent. The Scarecrow 1+2 would hit the opponent in every case, except if they back roll, in which case they would avoid the Scarecrow 1+2. But if they stand up, they are forced to block a mid that is +6 for Zafina. If they side roll, they will get hit for a lot of damage. If they stay on the ground, they will still get hit for a lot of damage. Look at this. "28 points of damage. That's a lot. If they back roll, Zafina would relaunch them with Scarecrow 3+4, but as I said, there aren't really any back roll catches in Tekken 7. So, and I've also seen another combo in the Tekken 7 reveal. After the Scarecrow 3+4 bound, they would do something like forward. They would do forward 2-3 into Scarecrow 4 as the wall ender. Let me see if I can get it. It was near the wall. Like this, yes. And then the last hit would flip over the opponent, you know, to head towards you position. That would be the perfect situation for a Scarecrow 1+2. I don't know how is the recovery on Scarecrow 4 will be in combos, but if it's good, it would mean that Scarecrow 1+2 would continue with being a dangerous tool for Okizeme tool for Zafina, because they would be forced to either get hit by it or block it, and they would not be able to interrupt her in any way. So there's that. Her combos will be much better, obviously. And that would be it for this Zafina video. Now all we have to do is wait for her release and pray for buffs for her. And I'm sorry if I sound like I'm falling asleep. I'm not falling asleep, I promise. It's just that I'm trying to feel more comfortable on camera. I feel good on camera on stream, on Twitch, but it's different on YouTube for some reason, so I'm sorry. Thanks for your patience, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.